Hey, what's good? What's good? This is the man Wood. This another. Actually, this is just a test stream, a test live stream, trying to get something different going on the program. So I had to see how it looked on the screen. It's not quite good to go just yet. I got some stuff to figure out. I guess it's lighting, which isn't really my strong. All of this stuff is a learning process. So, yeah, we'll get to that. I just wanted to check in. I know we got about 23 minutes before the ESPN coverage jumps off. I'm thinking that's the stateside stuff. I believe right now I lost my ESPN Plus. I got to uninstall it and install it again. But to check out the Kid Galahad and Warrington fight, that looked like that one was starting to cook. Earlier in the day, I did watch the Andrew Tabiti fight with Unier Dorticos, 10th round stoppage for Dorticos. I don't know what to say about Tabiti, man. He's a bit of a slow start. I just noticed that. This looks a little better on my phone than it actually does on my screen. So it's not as far off as I thought it is, now that I'm looking at it on the screen. Interesting. But we still going to tweak it a little bit. Like I said, I could imagine that there's some kind of lighting, or I got to tweak these settings just a little bit so that I look right on here. But anyway, yeah, that was a big right hand by Dorticos. And it looked like he was just gradually wearing Tabiti down. Tabiti not really letting his hands go a whole lot. He was trying to counter a little bit, trying to set some shots. He did rock Dorticos at least once. He was trying to get the overhand right. He was trying a couple of different things, but basically he just didn't have enough to hold off Dorticos, who is pretty much just coming forward, just stalking him. There was the headbutt in there that resulted in a serious gash earlier in the fight, maybe third roundish. I thought that was going to be more problematic than what it actually proved to be. Tabiti didn't pick up his pace at all to try to take. To try to take advantage of that. Dorticos' cut man did a phenomenal job in helping him out, and basically it looked like they were going to consider stopping the fight for a minute based on how severe the injury looked, but it didn't. The fight went on, and we get into that 10th round, man, and it was just a hell of a right hand that Tabiti didn't see, caught him on the button. It looked a little more, it was that second angle that they showed where it looked a lot more violent, a lot more lethal than what I thought it was from the original vantage point that we had on it. But, he was knocked out cold. I don't even think they really finished. Pelicans trade. That's crazy. The Lakers got it done. Ball, Ingram, Hart, and picks. Wow, I didn't think they could get it done with some of the stuff that's been going on with Los Angeles. So that's crazy. That's crazy. LeBron trying to get LeBron together for next year. Now that the coast looks a lot clearer with everything that's going on up in NorCal, NorCal or NoCal, up in Northern California. That's pretty dope. I guess David Griffin down there in Louisiana or New Orleans, that sit down with AD didn't go too well, and it was like, look, we got to let this thing go. We got to let this thing go, or we're going to sit here holding the bag, an empty bag, at the end of next year. And it wasn't like you could bring him back and have him on the team, discontent, all of that stuff. So interesting. But anyway, yeah, back to that fight, man. I mean, I don't even think they finished the 10 count. He was clearly out. He was down for quite a while as the Dorticos team and the Dorticos corner, kind of tried to celebrate, but with some respect, going towards the well-being of Tabiti, who was down. He was I don't think he was able to make any comments prior to leaving the ring. I know the team was huddled around him. Looked like they were trying to hide something, or just maybe keep the cameraman out, or whatever. But I don't really have much bad to say about Tabiti. It just seemed like he was in the tournament and had made it that far. What was that, like his 18th fight? 17th, 18th fight? And Dorticos is a big guy. He's willing and he's capable of taking his shot to give a shot. So, he got it done. I didn't even bother watching that Bradis and Glowacki fight. I wasn't a huge fan of Glowacki. And then Bradis, that last fight, his first fight in the tournament, this year's cruiserweight tournament. What was it, Maxim? I'm not even gonna go to BoxRec real quick and look it up, but Maxim something. I don't know. I wasn't that impressed with Bradis that night. So it was kind of up in the air on what this was gonna be. Plus, I was in here messing with my stuff, so I'll go back and catch that one on demand. But I see that was a third round knockout. And Bradis has been up and down in terms of how he's looked out there. So that was kind of interesting to see him get rid of Glowacki that quickly in devastating fashion. So I'm not gonna hang on here too long, man. It looks like everything kind of works, except I just got to do some tweaking, like I said, to get that shaded part out of the background, which I see over Tom Schwarz's shoulder. So that's something for me to work on. Matter of fact, I don't even like how that's looking right there. Let me get that little black spot out of there. There we go. Yeah, so like I told you, man, I had Albert Bell out of Toledo, Ohio on the show last week, on the live stream from last week. He faces Andy Vincez. Looks like that's coming up in about 16 minutes. So I'm going to definitely hop off of here and go check that part of it out. We got Michaela Mayer up tonight. My man out of Philadelphia, Jesse Hart, against Sullivan Barrera, moving up to light heavyweight. I really don't, I heard Hart talking the devastating, looking destructive tonight and really putting it on Barrera. I don't know if he really has that type of power to really make that happen in the ring, but we will see. We will see. That's all I can really say about that. In the finale of the night, the main event of the night, moving back over to ESPN Plus. I don't know what to make of this fight, man. I will say I heard Teddy Atlas on the radio show this morning. Yesterday morning on ESPN. They had him on there. I've seen, I heard quite a bit about the fight on the radio as I was going to and from work and driving around and whatnot. Fury has talked about everybody this week. When it was rumored that the WBO heavyweight title might have somehow been up for grabs tonight, he was saying certain things. He's talked about Deontay. He's talked about Anthony Joshua extensively. One thing those two guys agreed on with AJ was, I think Wilder said that AJ should be embarrassed to lose to Ruiz, and then Fury said that if he would have lost to Ruiz, I thought, or he said something losing to the chubby kid or something, that he'd be ready to retire. So both of those guys were kind of harsh on Anthony Joshua. piling it on a little bit. But we'll see if those fights with either man materialize somehow, out in the future. Of course, we got to get through this rematch first, wherever that actually goes down. We don't know just yet. I saw the 3 locations that Eddie Hearn threw out there. What is he, the managing director or whatever of Matchroom Boxing? But I saw the 3 locations that he mentioned. The other interesting thing with Tyson Fury was the fact to come out and say that he hadn't put his signature on anything in relating to a fight, the rematch with Deontay Wilder. He said he hadn't put his name on anything. I don't know if he said that's illegal. If my name is on something, I don't know if that's just he wants to fight 2 other times before the end of this year. So I don't know if Deontay Wilder got out ahead of himself a little bit, and put some things out there that Top Rank and their side of things didn't want out there. I have heard Bob Arum speak on it. So it seems like something has happened and it's being planned and whatnot. I'm trying to change something real quick, so excuse me, but yeah, I heard Bob speak on it. So something has happened. Some discussions have been held. But I'll be honest with you, man. For Wilder to go out and put the information out there, put the fight, that it was finalized and what out there, it does make it seem a little suspect. Something new in boxing, to talk about a future fight when you have a pretty stiff challenge in front of you. That's kind of a nuance to this era right now that I don't know if I really like. I don't think we schedule, that's one thing. Boxing is not like the other sports where we don't schedule, games. We don't schedule a season. We don't schedule a year. So, but like I said, I think obvious isn't a horrible word to use, but obviously Wilder was trying to a little gamesmanship maybe on fight week for Joshua and Ruiz to put that out there a day or 2 before fight night. So and I think that's what Fury came back and said he's using my name, trying to use my name for some fame. But like I said, something has had, some discussions have had to have been in place. It's odd that Wilder is the one talking about it and Arum is the second one talking about it. But here we have Tyson Fury, who's not saying anything and who hasn't said anything and is adamant that his name is not on anything. But going into tonight, man, I do think this is gonna be an interesting night for Tyson Fury because the onus is on him to make some noise somehow, and he's in. And I apologize. I should have checked it out. What he weighed against. Maybe I can do that real quick. Like I said, this is just me in here. I think everybody's kind of busy watching fights and whatnot, so it's not like anybody is even checking in on this. But let me jump over here because I think I'm gonna just leave this up here because I want to check it out after the fact. Cause like I said, it doesn't look too hateful on my phone right now, but I know I can get it a little bit better. So we're gonna take a run at that as we let me see something real quick. I was interested to see what they don't even have it on here. I was interested to see what Fury's weight was against Deontay Wilder. Yeah, so he weighed in at 256 and a half against Deontay Wilder back in December. And then I can swear I saw on the weigh-in tonight where he weighed 263. Yeah, 263 pounds. So the whole purpose of this tune-up was supposed to go back and get in better shape and yada, 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 yada. And like I said, now here it is. He's, 8 pounds heavier than what he was. I mean, physically he looks a little bit different. I will say that. He looks a little bit different. Maybe his endurance and stamina is a little bit better. I mean, you have to wonder how I was thinking with Kevin Durant's injury, how does do you put yourself at risk as you're trying to do rehab and you're working whatever it is. In Tyson Fury's situation, he was losing weight. But you do all of this activity to get back to be able to perform, and then you're thrusted into performing, and now we see these guys come back and have these injuries, and it's almost like once you do work yourself back, and I'm sure the training staffs and whatnot, and strength and conditioning coaches and whatnot, nutritionists, I'm sure they work some of this stuff out, but it just seems like you work so hard to make it back and make it back ahead of schedule and to get back on the field, but you didn't really leave any downtime for your body to just recuperate in general. And we see that every year with football players. I'm a Redskins fan. When RG3 came back, he started the season after he tore his ACL, and it's tons of other examples out there of where guys rush back and sometimes sustain a second injury and whatnot. But anyway, getting into this fight, man, so I can get on off of here. I just wanted to check into that weight situation real quick. But can he put a phenomenal boxing job in, put a phenomenal performance in against Schwarz and maybe beat him 10-2? Can he stop him? Can he stop him late? Could it be a situation where Schwarz's corner throws the towel in? A number of things, but leaving out of this fight, Fury will have had to have done something to move the needle in some way. To have his name buzzing beyond these weird antics at the weigh-in and the press conference and all of the stuff that he's doing during fight week, flirting around with Mayer, the Vogue posing with Schwarz. All of that's fine and dandy, but when I am talking about the heavyweight division, which I've said before isn't my go-to division for my interest, but when I do go to it, I do want it to be about animosity and I want there to be some angst and some conflict there. All of this smiling and dancing, picking guys up, kissing and all this stuff, that's really not really what I want to see. So we'll see what Fury does. Schwarz, he's about 5 inches shorter than the guy. We'll see what he brings to the table tonight. And it's funny here sitting up that the label on this fight is that Fury's lineal heavyweight world title is up for grabs. And that's odd that Tom Schwarz would even be in position to even fight for the lineal heavyweight world title. But anyway, looks like Kenny Bayless is the third man in the ring tonight. Judges Patricia Morse-Jarman, Dave Moretti, and Don Trella. Not a bad group right there. Like I said, Jesse Hart came in at 174 pounds. Sullivan Barrera, 173.5. Jay Nady would be the third man in the ring on that one. Michaela Mayer. And both of these women were over the super featherweight limit, but I guess they made an agreement, to proceed with the fight as is should have been 130 pounds. Michaela was 2 ounces over, 0.2 of a pound, whatever the hell it is. Elizabeth Crespo came in at 131. Guido Vianello is fighting tonight. I saw where he got some sparring in with Tyson Fury. But he's fighting Keenan Hickman. Of course, the aforementioned Andy Vinces fight against Albert Bell, the super featherweight. Both of those guys came in 129 pounds even. Up for grabs, Vinces' WBC Continental Americas super featherweight title. That's only a 10-rounder. That's kind of interesting. I thought most title fights were for 12 rounds. But they have it on here as 10 rounds. Although I don't think Bell has made too many. I don't know if he's fought a 10-round fight yet. So, interesting. But Guido Vianelli is out there tonight. Sonny Kanto, is the other heavyweight that I'm interested to check out tonight. So he's coming in against Daniel Infante. Oh, and I forgot Kim Chilich the super middleweight action against Martez McGregor. So we're about 2 minutes out, so I'm getting ready to shut this thing down and go check it out myself. Like I said, I was just on here doing a little test. I saw somebody just left the chat. But yeah, man. Looks like we got ESPN2 and ESPN Plus for the main event. Everything else is on ESPN2 and ESPN Deportes starting in just 2 minutes. Those last two fights I mentioned are actually swing bouts. Sonny Kanto and the Kim Chilich fight. Those are actually swing bouts. So, hey, if you happen to press play on this one, I appreciate it. Please consider becoming a subscriber to the channel. Hit that like button. You see I'm putting together pieces week by week. You know, I'm chipping away at the additions and features I want to have here in the different types of shows that I want to be able to do. So we'll get it all together. Again, like I said, it's a little field around me on there that I don't think that should really be there. So I gotta figure out something here in my free time, which I don't get a whole lot of. But hey, enjoy the fights. Hopefully you've already enjoyed today's action. I don't know if I'm gonna jump on here later tonight afterwards. Maybe not. I gotta still get some stuff out the way for today, and I know I'm gonna be in front of the TV for the next 5 hours, so I may not be able to jump back on, in all honesty. But like I said, I just wanted to mainly come on here, check out the new look, a new update, a little upgrading, trying to upgrade myself, little Jay-Z and Beyonce. But let me get out of here, man. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. This is all anticlimactic, man. I just thought I'd get out of here with some, and so yeah, I messed that up. There's quite a few things on here that I'm doing that I'm always really nervous about, but we'll get it rocking. But I'm getting ready to get on out of here.
What should I ride? Nigga, Benz of the lack. Hit the highway with the wind in my back, blood in my eyes, tears in my yak. The nigga that you met, same nigga in my raps. I hit the road with minimal luggage. I came with killers if I'm in the function. I move with gorillas and all of his thugging. They ask where we from, straight out the jungle. They want my demise. I think it's funny, your bitch on my line. Pussy get punished, you know I'ma ride. That road it get rugged, unlimited vibes. I'm rising above it. I know where I'm headed, straight to the money. play with my niggas, my family, my money, and shit, it get ugly. I do what I want to, you do what you able. You looking for sicko, you know where I'm going, I'm straight to the paper. I put the food on the table, cause that's all I ever knew. I won't put no bitch on no pedestal, I got too much on my schedule. Live by the club, ride with the gun, live for my queen, die for my son. Drinking my cups, smoking my lungs, the life that we live, get off fear none. I look around, the city I'm from, the places we've been, the spots that we hung. And it ain't the same, but we don't complain, but make no mistakes.
I ride with the mob, cause I stay with the drum. Bitch, I don't fear none, me and my OG. Going on OG, percussion my lungs, gotta stay focused. Keep both eyes open, that's where I'm